I know we got people out in the back because we're going to pack this place. We have a special cocktail that has been made by the mixologist here at Dogwood. It's called Feel the Bern. It's a cocktail for the people. It's blended scotch, smoky and spicy maple syrup, fresh orange, bitters, and a dash of apple cider with star anise garnish. So make sure you order a Feel the Bern, and we're going to have two speeches by a couple candidates. One, we're going to Skype in Diana Hurd, who's running for Congress for this congressional district. We also have former State Senator Terry Gibson, who is currently running again to retake the seat here, which I believe, Terry, it's Senate District 41. 41? Yeah, Senate District 41 to represent us in Albany. So get some food, get some drinks, and we'll hear from those candidates, and then we'll hear from Bernie at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Come up. Don't worry about the money if that's a problem. Just take one. All we ask is that you wear it all the time. Even in the shower. Everywhere.
Oh my God. Oh, you are? Yes. That's good. Hello. Oh, hello.
I am amazed at how many people have turned out. This is my first political event I've ever organized my entire life, and I've done it because the Bernie Sanders campaign has fired me up, and I feel the Bern, and I want to know if everyone here feels the Bern too. Now, I want to make sure that if you are of age, and if you do like whiskey, that you have tried the Feel the Bern drink that Dogwood has so gracefully prepared for us this evening. Do you guys like it? Who's drinking Feel the Bern? So, I am so happy and pleased to introduce someone who's running for the Senate District 41 to represent us in Albany. Former Senator Terry Gipson, up here to say a few words. Please give him a warm Beacon welcome.
All right, how is Beacon doing tonight? Why do I feel like that I'm applying here for a comedy improv routine? Why do I feel like that? Well, listen, I appreciate having a few minutes of your time tonight. I know you're here to see Bernie Sanders. Clearly that is not me. But you know, I like Bernie. And I'll tell you why. Because he is running for president for the same reason that I am running for the New York State Senate. And the reason is this, is that both of us are tired of the same old way of doing things. We need leaders at every single level of government, whether it be here in your local city, or in your town, or in your village, or in your state senate, or your president. We need leaders in those positions that are willing to take chances, that are willing to take risks, that are willing to think about doing things in a way that have never been done before, that are willing to be creative. They're willing to stand up to the status quo and to the special interests and say, no, we're not going to let you push us around anymore. That's why I'm running for the state senate, because I'm tired of the same old. I know that's why Bernie's running for president, and I know that you're here to support people like that, and I hope that in November, in fact, way before November, that you'll come out and support both of us, because we're all going to need your help. We have an enormous amount of work to do. You know, just a little statistic, just to give you a reality check. In 2012, there were a whole lot of people that came out to vote in an election for President Obama and a lot of other people, including me. And we all won. And then in 2014, there were 17,000 Democrats right here in Dutchess County that did not come out and vote at all for anybody. And guess what? We all lost. So we have got to find a way to energize the base this year so that all the good Democrats that are running, including Bernie and myself, can get out there and do the work that needs to be done. So, will you help us out?
Yeah!
Are you going to be there to work and get good people elected?
Yeah!
Are you ready to stand up against the status quo and say, no more the same old, same old, same old?
Yeah!
All right, I'm going to hold you to it. And with that said, I thank you so much again for giving me a few minutes. My name is Terry Gipson. That's Gibson with a P. P for progressive. You can learn more about me at terrygibson.com. I'm looking for volunteers. If you'd like to volunteer for my campaign, talk to me after this and we'll get you going. Thank you very much.
Everyone give Terry a round of applause. Let's get louder. Anyone who's interested in volunteering for Terry or Beacon for Bernie, we're having a volunteer meeting tomorrow so we can start figuring out what we need to do here in Beacon to move progressive candidates and progressive policies forward. Come talk to me about where that meeting is going to be and I'll let you know. But thanks so much, and I'm going to figure out getting Bernie up on this screen. Hi everyone. I would like to introduce you to Diana Hurd. She is running for Congress against Sean Patrick Maloney. So everyone, she is stuck in Cold Spring where apparently there's actually snow. So she wanted to be here, but I have worked so hard and so has she to try and get her up on it today. So I'm going to give her a couple minutes to introduce herself and have her tell you why she deserves your vote.
Yay! All right. So very quickly, I am on my cell phone, so this is a little odd for me. So I'm running as a progressive Democrat against Sean Patrick Maloney because, and I'm kind of looking at my notes, I've basically had enough of his votes. So here we go. We all had enough of the refugee vote, right? But this has been going on for a long time, whereas votes have been getting farther and farther to the right. So we got Keystone, right? This is so important right now in our district because we have Algonquin and we have Pilgrim Pipeline coming up. And what I found out is he's getting a lot of money from the oil companies, not directly, but through a firm called Sullivan and Cromwell, which is the #1 law firm representing the oil industry. Okay, I don't have a lot of time, but I like your booze. He cut food stamps, even though we have Newburgh and Poughkeepsie in our district. He voted to not increase cost of living on Social Security for vets and for the elderly. He also voted against the country of origin labeling. Yes. So we go on and on and on. He's been moving to the right. I want to say quickly, he was endorsed today by the Independence Party, which is the party that endorsed Nan Hayworth. So here we go. I'm running because no politician in his right mind or her right mind would run against Maloney if they wanted a career. I don't want a career in politics. I just want to win and pass the baton to someone that would support our progressive views. And because we continue in Congress to support Bernie's views. I will just tell you quickly, I was a lawyer for 15 years. I worked for the federal government enforcing anti-fraud rules against Wall Street, at the Securities and Exchange Commission. I've been a community advocate in Stop Me, Jeremy, when I need to stop.
Keep going.
I've been a community advocate for the poor in the city of New Bern and have dealt with Maloney's office on these issues, on poverty issues, and has been completely unresponsive. So I just want to add, we have one more issue, and that is that he is unpredictable in his votes, that he goes wherever the wind blows. The Clearwater rule, he voted against it in May. Once I started running, he voted for a few weeks. That is a quick story. We're here for Bernie. I'm here to support Bernie in Congress. I need volunteers because I don't have his money. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Everyone give a round of applause for Diana Hurd, running for Congressional District 18 against Sean Patrick Maloney. Once again, go to DianaHurd.com. That's DianaHird.com.
And Facebook. Jeremy, the Facebook page is where all the action is.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Alright everyone, we're minutes away from Bernie going on. I want to make sure that everyone, let's pack in here, let's move forward so everyone can see the screen. Everyone in here, there's room. Please come in. We got a lot of people that want to see. So come on, come on, come on.
I'm Becky Bob, I'm a member of the National Organizing Team for the Bernie Sanders campaign. And I wanted to thank all of you for the work that you're doing and for joining us today, so Senator Sanders could deliver a special live address to discuss support. It's just 9 days before the Iowa caucus, and as you know, the race is very close. What we've accomplished together so far in this campaign is nothing short of incredible. Every day, more voters across this country get inspired to vote for Bernie because who he is and what he stands for. And it's also because they're hearing about his message from hundreds of thousands of volunteers like you. Bernie's presidential run is defying the odds and blowing past all estimates of how well people thought he could do. Now, how is this happening? It's happening because of the work of this huge and growing movement that we're all a part of. Simply put, you are the campaign. No presidential primary campaign ever has seen the likes of what you have built to elect Bernie. Over 2.5 million contributions. Amazing staff and volunteers working very hard on the ground here in Iowa and in New Hampshire and the rest of the early voting states. And we have hundreds of thousands of volunteers in every state of the nation making millions of calls to voters. Now we know that this is working. The polls show that we're neck and neck in New Hampshire and we're within striking distance in Iowa. We really want to win both states because victory in Iowa and New Hampshire is now possible because of the work we've all done together. And what happens next when we win? Well, like a lot of us, you've probably heard people say they're with Bernie on the issues, but they're not sure he can win. Now, if we can win in Iowa and we can win in New Hampshire, then those people who are with us on the issues but haven't yet gotten involved, they're going to see that not only can Bernie win, but that he's the front runner. And they're going to come join the movement and start working to help the outcome. And another thing that's going to happen, if we can win in Iowa and we can win in New Hampshire, is that the media are going to have to start talking about Bernie as the front runner. When they do that, the floodgates are going to open, and suddenly voters everywhere will be hearing about Bernie for the first time and checking him out. Now, those of us who've been active spreading the word about Bernie's campaign, we know that when voters hear Bernie's message, they're going to want to support him. So from Iowa and New Hampshire, we'll roll this campaign on to Nevada and South Carolina, and we'll have this incredible momentum going into Super Tuesday, where we already have staff and volunteers organizing on the ground, getting ready for this huge Bernie surge that we're going to create out of our early victories. So it's pretty simple what we have to do now. Bernie has put victory within our reach. And to win, we're counting on you and hundreds of thousands of volunteers to make literally millions of calls to voters so that we can find out who's with Bernie and who still needs to be convinced. Now, we call these voter ID calls. The work to identify voters, it's already started and many of you are involved. But now is absolutely the time to double down. Just tonight, nearly 2,000 of you are hosting events to watch this live stream. And incredibly, in just the next 2 weeks alone, Bernie supporters are hosting about 2,000 phone banks. It's incredible. Our staff on the ground in early voting states, they're counting on us, no matter where we live, to make millions of voter ID calls so that they can know who is with Bernie and who hasn't yet decided who they're going to vote for. Now, our calls coming in from across the country to identify voters for the campaigns, these calls, they free up our local staff and volunteers in key states to do the work that only they can do, to go out and knock on doors of voters that we've identified, and then in person deliver the most effective pitch for Bernie in a way that only a neighbor can do. This massive out-of-state volunteer calling program to identify voters is something that none of the other campaigns have, not even close. It's a powerful tool for the campaign. The more calls you make, the more time our staff and volunteers on the ground in key states can spend talking to the most important voters and doing it one-on-one and in person. So we know what we have to do to win, but to do it, we need you. The opportunity before us, it's pretty amazing. Your fellow volunteers and some of you watching, you've all created this huge number of phone banks to call voters in key states. Nearly 2,000 of them coming up in the next 2 weeks. Getting those 2,000 events set up, it's totally unprecedented. And now we need you to show up those phone banks and call enough voters so Bernie can win. Okay, so I need you now to get out your phones, yes, get your phone out, and go to bernie.to/win. That's bernie.t as in Tom, o/win. Now this site should work right on your phone, so bring it up right now, bernie.to/win. Now at bernie.to/win, you'll find that your neighbors have posted phone banks. Sign up for as many days as you can. A lot of volunteers, they're making calls every single day. And if you can do that too, it would be amazing. We need a lot of callers because there are so many voters we're going to be calling in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada. Now we're also going to point this giant national voter contact machine towards the Super Tuesday states. Those are the states that vote on March 1st. Calling these March 1st states now, it's absolutely critical to the campaign so that we can defeat the onslaught of super PAC-funded attack ads that we know are coming. So even while we're still working to win in Iowa and New Hampshire, we also need tens of thousands of you talking to voters in the 11 states that vote March 1st so that we can be in a position to win on Super Tuesday. So go to bernie.to/win, sign up right now. Now, if someone doesn't have a smartphone where you are or is having trouble, let them sign up on your phone. Make sure everyone signs up. You're going to have a great time with awesome people, and you're going to help win the Democratic presidential nomination for Bernie. Now, we asked you to gather together across the country because Bernie wanted to speak directly to you, his best supporters. So without further delay, here is Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you so much. I don't know what more that I can add, but I will try. And let me just begin by reminding all of you who are at the 2,000 house parties across this country, I want you to appreciate what you have accomplished. Not me, but what you have accomplished. We started this campaign at something like 3% in the national polls. We started this campaign with no money, no political organization, and nobody, none of the media, none of the experts thought that we were anything more than a fringe candidacy. Well, 9 months have come and gone. And now we have hundreds of thousands of volunteers in every state in this country. Now what we have done also is to break our dependency, political dependency on super PACs. What we have said is, you know what, in this campaign, these are the folks we represent. We don't represent Wall Street. We don't represent the billionaire class. We don't want a super PAC. And a lot of the experts said, how can you possibly run a national campaign where you need to raise hundreds of millions of dollars? How can you do it without a super PAC? And we said, we're just going to go out to the American people. And we're going to ask them to support us if they want to see a transformation of American society. And that's what they did. And at the end of 9 months, we have received over 2.5 million individual contributions, more contributions than any candidate in the history of the United States of America up until this point. And on top of that, our average contribution, get this, is $27. So what we are showing uniquely in modern American history is that you can run a campaign without begging billionaires in Wall Street for money for your super PAC. We can do it through a campaign of the people, by the people, and for the people. And the reason that our campaign is gaining so much momentum, the reason, as Becky said, why we are probably ahead now in New Hampshire, running neck and neck here in Iowa, and doing well all over this country, is that our message is resonating with the American people. All across this country, people know that the economy today is rigged. They understand that it is wrong, that working families have to work longer hours and earn lower wages, that people have to work 2 or 3 jobs, while almost all of the new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. They understand that it is an obscenity that today the top 1/10 of 1% now owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. And that the 20 wealthiest people in our country own more wealth than the bottom half of America. But it is not just the massive level of income and wealth inequality that gets the American people upset. It is also the understanding that we have a corrupt campaign finance system that is undermining American democracy. Now, you can be a conservative, you can be a progressive, you can be a moderate, but nobody I know thinks that American democracy is about billionaires like the Koch brothers being able to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to buy elections. So you add a rigged economy to a corrupt campaign finance system, to the fact that millions of young people are struggling to figure out how they're going to be able to go to college and not leave school deeply in debt. And then you throw in the reality that the scientific community is united in telling us that climate change is real, that it is caused by human activity, that it is already causing devastating problems in our country around the world, and that we have a Republican Party so indebted to the fossil fuel industry, they cannot even acknowledge the reality of climate change. And you have a situation where in America today, people know, you don't have to be black to know this, you don't have to be Latino to know this, you don't have to be white to know this, that we have a broken criminal justice system in which we have more people in jail today in this great country, more people in jail than in China. In any other country on earth, we have more people in jail. 2.2 million people spending $80 billion a year to lock up Americans. And people know that is not right. That what we have got to do is address this broken criminal justice system. That we're not going to tolerate longer institutional racism. We're seeing unarmed people being shot by police. So the whole police department is happening. That we are going to do away with minimal sentencing. That in fact, our vision is to have the best educated workforce on earth, not more people in jail than any other. We have 11 million people in our country who are undocumented. People who are being exploited, people who are living in fear, people who are living in the shadows. And they understand that we have got to move not in the direction of racism and bigotry and xenophobia from Donald Trump and others, but in a way to move forward with comprehensive immigration reform and a path towards citizenship for all those who are in this country today. So bottom line is that in fact we are in the process of doing something that nobody ever dreamed could happen. We have converted what was thought to be a fringe campaign to a campaign which has the establishment shaking. They are shaking. They are worried about Virginia and Iowa. We're going to do really well in New Hampshire. And if we win in Iowa and New Hampshire, let me tell you, we're doing better and better in South Carolina and Nevada. And if we win those states, we have a real path to victory. And if the polls are any indicator, we are already running way, way ahead of Donald Trump in national polls. We can beat him big. Because the American people are not into that kind of racism and bigotry. They want us to come together to fight for a nation that belongs to all of us and a government that represents all of us. Now, the reason that we can accomplish all of that is not me, it is you. It is the willingness of so many thousands and thousands of people to make phone calls, to get on the phone, to make small campaign contributions. All of that is what the political revolution is about. It is saying that when ordinary people stand together, when we work hard, we can in fact take on the billionaire class. And there is nothing that together we cannot accomplish. So let me just thank all of you for being out this afternoon. Thank you for the work you have done. We are on a path toward victory. We can reshape American history. Let's go forward together. Thank you very much.
He's just given us our marching orders. He's put victory within our reach. It's up to us to do the work to make it happen. Go to bernie.to/win and sign up for as many shifts as you can in the next 2 weeks. If you can sign up to volunteer every day, that would be amazing. Please do that. Time is running out. The Iowa caucus is February 1st. New Hampshire votes February 9th. So this is the time to take action. So now I'm going to let you get back to your event where you will get on your phone, or you will get on your computer and sign up for those phone banks. As you do that, I want to say thank you for everything you were doing to build the political revolution, and elect Bernie Sanders, President of the United States.
Yep.
It's truly an honor to be working alongside you to build this beautiful movement together. Thank you.
All right.
Well done.
Everyone give a round of applause for Bernie, the next president of the United States! My name is Jeremy Cherson, and I have been organizing the Beacon for Bernie thing with the help from a few other people, but given this turnout, I think there's a few more people that want to help us get this thing off the ground. There is a computer over there where people can sign in, and there's a opt-in for volunteering. I really need you to say yes. We're going to hold a volunteer meeting tomorrow. I'm going to send an email to everyone who says yes on that list, the location of the volunteer meeting. We need 500 signatures in the congressional district to get Bernie on the ballot so you can vote for him in the primary. We've already collected around 200, 250 signatures, but we need a lot more. So if you're registered in this congressional district and as a registered Democrat, please sign the ballot access petition over there. We also need people to go to berniesanders.com/events and create all kinds of events. Volunteer meetings, phone banks, canvassing, going door to door, and anything else that's on there. So I can help with that. You can always email me. The email is beacon4bernie@gmail.com. beacon4bernie@gmail.com. And thanks everyone for coming out, and please get a Feel the Burn cocktail. And let's please thank George and the staff at Dogwood for opening up their space to us. Give a round of applause for George and Dogwood. And I have someone from Beacon Prison Action that wants to make an announcement.
Yes! All right.
And there's also going to be a citizens debate. The Great Orange County Citizens Debate. Hillary supporters versus Bernie supporters. 7 p.m. Tuesday, February 2nd at the Wallkill Town Hall, 99 Tower Drive. I want to hold one of these here at Beacon, so if you're interested in hosting or organizing the citizens debate where Bernie supporters can go head-to-head with Hillary Clinton supporters and even Martin O'Malley supporters, if there are any. He's a great guy, though. Please come see me and we'll organize one of those. Now, here's the Beacon Prison action.
Thank you, thank you. All right, is everyone feeling the burn? Yeah. I love Bernie. One of the reasons I love Bernie is that he talks about mass incarceration. He talks about our broken criminal justice system. Oh, can you hear me now? All right. One of the reasons why I love Bernie is because he talks about what he calls our broken criminal justice system, or mass incarceration. These problems are alive and well in Beacon with our state prison Fishkill Correctional Facility. Some of you might know that in that facility, an inmate was murdered by correctional officers in April. None of those correctional officers have been suspended. No charges have been filed. They continue to go to work every day and interact with folks who have been charged with nonviolent drug charges at that facility. My name is Paul Mersfelder. I'm a member of Beacon Prison Action. We're a group of concerned citizens here in Beacon and the surrounding area that are looking to stand up against abuses at Fishkill Correctional Facility and beyond in our state prisons. We have an event that's going on next week, Saturday, at Binnacle Books on Main Street at 7:30 on Saturday, where we're inviting Mary Buser, who is an author who wrote about abuses on Rikers Island while she was a social worker there. She'll be joining us and talking about her experiences and also about what we've heard coming out of Fishkill. I'm also going to be in the back where I have flyers for our group, flyers for that event, and also a few petitions that we're asking folks to participate in. So if this is something that interests you, please find me in the back by the bar, and I'd be happy to answer any questions or talk with you further. Thank you very much for your time, and feel the burn. Thank you, everybody.
Do we have any other community announcements? Please come forward. This is a community event, so I want to give space to community to make an announcement. Come on up.
Thank you.
I've been requested to talk about the Dutchess County proposed new jail. If you don't know, there's a expansion of the county jail being proposed by the Republican administration, and
It doesn't matter who they are, they're assholes if they want to build more prisons.
yeah, it doesn't matter who they are. Exactly. We know that the United States jails are the tools of the new Jim Crow. We know that the Dutchess County Jail will, I don't know, how much is it going to cost? 150 million? 200 million? It's going to be a burden on the taxpayers. We know that it's not needed. We know there's alternatives. We know we have buildings lying vacant in Dutchess County. We know that 80% of the prisoners in the Dutchess County Jail, as it is constituted now, have either mental health problems or drug problems. We know that 80% of the prisoners in the Dutchess County Jail are awaiting trial. They're just awaiting trial because the system is backed up. We have ordered one new judge, but nobody wants to put any additional district attorneys on the job. Nobody wants to put any additional public defenders on the job. We love this backup because it calls for the need for a new jail, which we don't need. You know that the people who build a new jail, who are the contracts going to go out to? Friends of the administration, of course. So start Googling people, make yourself aware, join, I'm calling for a central coalition to defeat this thing, mobilize public opinion. Thank you very much. Okay, use your Google.